Car audio was built on brands and products that delivered hard-hitting bass, dynamic output, and great value to the enthusiast. In this second installment of a two-part series, we examine some of the industry's core brands that offer a complete lineup of amplification, full range, and subwoofer drivers. Brands that offer a tremendous amount of coverage for all the categories that customers demand today. CMA Live, presented by SiriusXM, the Essential Gear episode part 2 starts now.
There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM, with even more exclusive content, like over 140 channels in your vehicle, including the widest, deepest variety of music, ad-free. Root for your team, get news, listen to whatever makes you laugh, and hear all about your favorite stars. Your all-access trial includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels filled with music and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video. Thousands of hours of shows and performances on demand. What you love is on now.
Gear. What exactly is the definition of essential gear when it comes to mobile audio? Well, here at CMA, we gave this a lot of thought, and we realized that, there's a ton of different brands out there with a ton of different offerings, but every shop knows that you gotta have to lean on a couple key brands to help support your business. And by that, we mean a brand that could really offer a wide gambit of product that covers and checkmarks all those categories that the consumers are demanding today. So as we said earlier on, this is part 2. We had a great episode earlier on in the season where we spotlighted 5 brands, and we've come here today to show you 5 more that really we want to, get you to explore, to learn from, and to maybe give a second thought or maybe a first time learning about these brands and seeing if they're the right fit for you and your business. So without further ado, let's get underway. Our very first brand is a brand that certainly fits the bill when it comes to essential gear, because man, this is a brand that has a very thick catalog. It's been known to have a lot of solutions. We've had the opportunity to dive deep with this brand and understand and learn about the catalog that they do offer. So we're going to go straight to California, where we have the Vice President of Product Development and Global Marketing, Mr. Eric Harbour, representing Powerbase, distributed in Canada by BB Distribution.
What's happening?
What's going on?
Oh, not much. Just here enjoying the weather in California. It's a little humid. It actually rained this morning, so I'm sweating a little bit in here.
Well, you know what? If that's their biggest stress, then bless you. What can I say?
100%.
Eric, we've had the occasion to connect on previous occasions where we got to look at some of your offerings from your OEM replacement catalog, as well as your motorsports and as well as your marine. So my first question out of the gate for you is, why do you think, in your opinion, does Powerbase fit the bill when it comes to essential gear?
I thought about that, and it's actually like a 2-part thing. One thing that I've said multiple times throughout my career, and it's really true, when you get the right group of people representing the brand, great things happen. And I say that we all have product, but we don't all have people. And what I found is our team of people from our technical department, our marketing side, obviously, our sales team, our customer service, our reps, our distributors, our entire group of people, they're amazing. And they support the brand like no other. And we have a unified movement of the brand forward. So that's part 1. Part 2, it made us essential when we started realizing that everyone comes into shops talking about, I have today's best amp, today's best subwoofer, and today's best coaxial speaker. Well, we don't come into stores talking about this. We don't come to the market. We don't go to events saying, come check out these things that everybody else is showing you. We show you solutions, OEM direct fit, fitments for things that don't exist much anymore, models for vehicles that most people would overlook. Because we are a factory, we can create these random and weird fitments, and we do. and then our power sports offering, which has exploded and really taken over the market.
All right. I mean, that's very well answered, because remember, our audience are shops, right? And they're watching this and they want to get a taste, a preview of every brand. And the messaging that's coming across from the Power-Based camp is solutions. That seems to be the key word, right? So in your history then, when was the pivotal point? Let's get a little bit of learn on as far as the history of the brand. When was it in Power-Based history where things really sped up? Because it's not a brand that's been around since the 90s, or correct me if I'm wrong, maybe it isn't, I don't know.
Oh no, we've been around since late 90s. Late 90s.
Okay. So at what point did everything really just kind of accelerate?
Ultimately I came in about, I think 7.5 going on 8 years ago. And when I got here, things were great. The brand was moving. It had really good product. All of my guys through my history said, yeah, it's a great team to work with, good stuff. And they weren't lying. They were 100% correct. But we shifted focus a few years later. We realized that we had things that people didn't have, or we had technology that was, I would say better than some at a price point that was a little bit more affordable to others. But we didn't really go after it the right way. So we had good power sports, but we weren't focused. We had good L2, which we called at that time a 2-ohm replacement series for OEM, which we weren't really focused. Dealers really didn't know we had that. So the real pivotal shift was when we refocused our entire brand and our entire message to connect with today's society, if you will, of off-road power sports performance and direct fit OEM replacement, to where they really didn't want to have to upgrade much. And some of them even wanted to learn how to do it themselves.
Makes a lot of sense. Okay, so you're mentioning some categories. I'm excited to hear. I can't let you go in this interview without talking about some goodies, right? So I'm hoping that you can share with us maybe or talk to a couple of the latest and greatest products that are coming out from the Power-Based camp.
Yeah,
dealers absolutely need to know about.
Yeah, let's go into something that's kind of already out, but we did this prior, and the last time we came together, we talked about its launch. That was pre-launch. And you guys in Canada did an amazing job of making sure that happened, in North America, and then we all kind of worked together globally. It was an awesome thing to see. But the soundbars have been out now. They've been selling. We've had feedback. And what I can tell you is, like, the little 650 that I have here, or I have the 1250 in the back, and we've also got the 850. So it's a 6, 8, or a 12 speaker system. This is our V2, which we spent about 2 years working on, not only how does the bar function, how does it work, but tuning this thing. And the biggest compliment we've gotten is, man, this thing sounds amazing. And if you get on social media and you start to look at forums and random people just say, hey, what's the best sounding one? And it starts going on with just customers saying, hey, this is the best sounding one I've ever had. And to me, it's a word of mouth thing that means the most. When you develop a product, you may think it's amazing and all because you've put your blood, sweat, and tears into it. But to hear random people on social media, on the internet, just saying, yeah, this thing sounds great, it does everything we wanted, it was definitely a home run. In the fitments, we tried to make sure that fitment was key on this, because there's so many new carts coming out, so many new ways, golf carts, UTVs, ATVs, public utility, cars, Jeeps, you name it. So we did things where you could bolt bars in, you could do stud mounting, you could put this block in there, which goes in pretty simple. We've got the thin mount clamps, the square clamps. So you could decide if you want to mount it on a golf cart, you just use the square clamp. If you want to mount it on a roll bar, you have the round clamp. We got the L bracket on the end. What I like to say is this is like the Swiss Army knife of sound bars. So you can pull out all these different things to make it function. So that's been great. We really love what we're doing with the sound bars. But we've also been that one company that's focused heavy on OE fitment. We've prided ourselves really on trying to dig through most of the brands that you see the most. And one that we've worked on for quite some time, and I'm happy to announce, is in the building, is the General Motors. So we have direct fit, plug and play General Motors. So as you can tell, this will bolt right in. It'll snap right into place. The back end will plug right into the factory plug. You just use the factory bolts, snaps right into place, good to go. Amazing sound with a very simple upgrade. Now, the cool thing is the 6.5. This is where it gets really neat. Is the 6.5, you'll notice on the back. Now, this doesn't have the fancy sticker on it because this was actually one of our pre-productions, but you'll notice there's 2 sets of terminals back here. So the 2 sets of terminals means I can do late model and early model GM with 1 speaker in stock. So if it's a 6.5 fitment, I can do the old ones in the 90s, or I can do the new ones in 2020, all by just stocking the one piece in this direct fit plug and play. We're also working on the components for 6.5 and 6x9 that's going to come with the high frequency bandwidth driver to go in the dash, as well as that separate piece to go in the rear pillars of the SUVs, which no one's really thought about in our industry. Like, what do you do with that little speaker in the back? I don't even hook it up. Or let it run off the factory head unit. No, PowerBase is going to give you the solution to replace all of that. And the components should be coming out hopefully soon. As you know, things are a little weird with delivery times, and we're juggling some of that the best we can. But I'm happy to tell you that the coaxial General Motors, it's in the building, and we're getting ready to get it up to Canada and get it out to everyone.
Wow. First of all, bravo on that launch. I think a lot of dealers listening to this is going to really rejoice. Solutions, again, and just the design and engineering and thought behind everything you just mentioned in that OEM fitment series shows that you have a lot of experience in the field, or else you wouldn't have come to those conclusions in your design process without that experience. So congratulations to the whole team.
Yeah, thank you. My guy, Dave in tech, he does an amazing job of sourcing all of these things and learning what fits here, what doesn't fit here. What's the variable we need to know about the harness? We get vehicles in. He spends countless hours, even at night, on the weekends, just making sure this stuff works. So hats off to him for all his hard work too.
Very much so. You know, Eric, you mentioned earlier on how you've heard and seen the feedback from, random people about the performance of your soundbars. I'd like to hear, what is some of the feedback that you've heard from dealers so that other dealers can kind of reflect on that?
I think the biggest thing is that one, they function, they fit, they work. And that's kind of the biggest thing, is it's a product that just works. You install it, you know it's going to work, and you know that your customer is going to be happy. The installation is pretty simple. It's positive, negative, and a remote trigger, which we added new to the bar, so that if you had a Jeep customer or an SUV customer or something where they couldn't reach it to turn it on, you can now turn it on with a key. So that's the only difference in the installation. It's super quick. It's all in one cable, and it's something where you're going to install it, you know it's going to work, and you know the customer is going to be happy, and you know it's not going to come back. And I think that's key in everything you do, is quick installation, quality installation, a happy customer, and a product that stays out in the field. And we can guarantee that with our soundbars.
So, and that's great, because I know that you guys take a lot of pride in your soundbars. We've spoken this at length, all the great features and little design cues. And like you said, Swiss Army knife of soundbars. And dude, that's no joke. Like the amount of different options and brackets and everything that comes with it, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Really well designed. The last thing I want to extract from you today is, if somebody's watching this for the first time, learning about PowerBase for the first time, what's the key message you want that dealer to know when it comes to seeing that logo, PowerBase?
I want to give them the key message that I was actually given prior to coming to work here. A lot of you guys know me and have known me for a long time. I've been in the industry doing this or that or whatever. And when I first came here, I asked around and I said, what do I need to know, And, guys said, oh, it's a great brand, this, good people, great product. But the one thing that got me was when I stopped and listened. So if I have anything to give anyone, the one thing I could tell you to do to know more or get to understand or learn more about PowerBase is stop and listen. Go into a store and listen to PowerBase. Listen to it on the board. You have a friend that has PowerBase in the car, get in the car, crank up your favorite jam, and listen to it. And then you'll say, wait a minute, where has this been all my life? And next thing you know, you're running by the shop and you got to have it. And that's all it takes, is listening to it. So stop and listen, and then you'll know why it's PowerBase. Man,
amazing. Eric, always a pleasure to have you on. Again, congratulations on the launch of the Chevy series, and continued success on that power bar.
We appreciate it, man.
All right.
Thanks for having us.
Go have dinner now. Thank you for taking the time.
All right. See you guys later.
All right. Take care. That was Eric Harber from PowerBase, who's the VP of all things basically at PowerBase. Really cool. Definitely want to check out and dive deeper on that OEM fitment series for Chevy. Okay, so that was PowerBase. We got 4 more brands to go through, so hope you guys are taking out your notepads and taking notes and trying to figure out for yourselves which brand is something you should take a closer look at. The very next brand is certainly no stranger to the game. Pretty darn iconic, been around for a long time in multiple facets, not just cardio, but pro sound and home as well. certain, the term stroker, you might have heard. The red-orange surround. These are all iconic symbols of this brand. And the brand I'm talking about is, of course, Cerwin-Vega Mobile. So from Cerwin-Vega Mobile, we have with us this evening their trainer for tech support and the tech support specialist, Mr. Brian Piper, joining us. Hello, Brian. Oh, do we have Brian with us? He seems either he's not very excited to see me.
There I am.
Oh, there you go.
There I am. Got to remember to make sure it's unmuted.
No worries. How you doing, Brian?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Very well. Well, first of all, welcome to CMA. I believe this is your first appearance with us.
This is my first appearance with you guys, yes.
And definitely not the last. So thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. I appreciate being here.
So business end first, Cerwin-Vega Mobile distributed through your Canadian partner?
That would be Importel.
Importel. So that's where you go if you're looking for Cerwin-Vega Mobile. I got lots of questions for you. Again, this is your first time on, so I want to learn about the brand, and this is the whole point of the show. So let me ask you, I started with this question. In your opinion, Brian, why do you feel Cerwin-Vega Mobile fits the category essential gear?
So I think for us, it's, we have a line expanding into about 300 products. So we cover everything from car audio to mobile and motorsports and motorcycle and marine. Just everything is expanding, and we have so many products. It's a never-ending cycle for us to have a wide range of product offering for everyone.
So so for you, it's because you check off all the categories basically that are popular today that a store would need to supply to the demand.
We check off all those categories, and we have, a wide range of price points that we can hit for different stores and different consumers.
All right. So it's not only is the offering wide, it's also deep.
Yes.
So that's really good to know for a shop. So, obviously for Cerwin-Vega to have not only survived but thrived all these many years, there must be some key features and benefits that you want to talk about when it comes to your offering and the brand.
Yeah, I think, part of it is our lineage. We go so far back into the 80s and car audio that we have a commitment to kind of maintain that brand name that people recognize. So when we're developing products, when we're testing products, we're making sure that they're going to do what we want them to do for our dealers and their consumers.
All right. Now, speaking with Importel the other day, and I was like, what are some of the key SKUs or products within the line that are really doing well for you guys? And he said, maybe you should bring this up with Brian, bring it up. And apparently there's a lot of buzz about the Harley-Davidson lid kits. Can you tell us about that?
So we have a Harley-Davidson cut-in lid kit that we have coming. We're expecting them either late this month or early next month, packaged with 3 different versions of our speakers. It will all be one kit. So you get the lid kit that you put it's the template and the kit to put it onto the lid, to cut it in, the directions and everything will be there. And then you bolt that all together with the speaker and everything fits right in.
Very, very nice. And is that a category that's really expanding for you?
For us, that's one of our most popular categories.
So Harley motorcycle in general.
Motorcycle audio is by far one of our most exciting and growing categories. One of the ones that you'll see the most products coming for over the next probably year or so.
Very nice. Well, while we're on the topic of products, let's talk some product. What are some key pieces that we want to make sure dealers know about?
So I grabbed a couple. The first one that I want to talk about, since we are talking motorcycle audio. So what I have here in my hand, this is a T-harness for a Harley-Davidson. This is called the CT Link. Okay, so what this is it's a direct bolt-in for the 14 and newer Harley-Davidson bikes. So for the road glides. So this you unplug the factory harness, plug this in. What you get on the other end is you get 4 RCAs, so 2 pairs of RCAs that already have load resistors built in. And then you get the speaker outputs with ferrules on them. And you've got a remote turn on, everything's ready to go. It's a simple plug and play kit. If you need, if you have one with a factory amplifier, we also have the bypass plugs for those so that You plug that in, and it gives us the rear speakers right at the radio or near the radio inside the fairing.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Now, are these kits, they come with that harness, or is that a separate SKU?
This SKU is the CT Link that comes with this harness, and then if you need the bypass plugs, it's a separate SKU.
Gotcha. Okay. What else do we got?
So the other one I really want to show, this is something that has been one of my projects lately. We've been testing our amplifiers and kind of verifying that they make power that we expect them to make. With chip shortages and stuff like that, we kind of have to think in terms of how we're going to go forward for a little while. So one of the things that I did is I brought in to my shop all of the XED series, which is our entry level or starter level amplifiers from Cerwin-Vega. So the one I have here, this is the XED 604D. Okay, this is a rated at 80/4 at 4 ohms. And when we tested this amplifier, this was tested on the amp dyno from Demore Engineering and SMD. We rated it 80 watts by 4 and 120/2 at 2 ohms, or sorry, 120/4 at 4 ohms, and then 220/2 at 4 ohms bridged. This amplifier does 85, I think it was 85 watts a channel. No, sorry, 88 watts a channel per channel at 4 ohms. 157 at 2 ohms, and a whopping 305 when you bridge it at 4 ohm mono per channel or per side. So if you do two bridge channels, you're going to get 305 watts front and rear bridge.
That's got to bring a smile to your face.
I mean,
when
it's fantastic. And then you can see my hand here. I mean, I do have a pretty good size hand, but that's a tiny amplifier. You know, so a small little digital amplifier that sounds fantastic and just works and performs and gives us gobs of power.
And that's great. I think the message there is, you're getting what you pay for, first of all.
You do, right?
And circling back to the whole lineage thing, it's like this is not the first amplifier you guys have put up.
Right. This isn't our first rodeo. I mean, we've still, if you look at our lineup, we even still have a version of the old Stroker Pro, with the adjustable spiders and everything. So
I had to drop that word in the beginning. I mean, when you think of
you have
Vega,
to.
Stroker,
I mean, Stroker and Vega, those are the names that everybody knows from us, and those are what that kind of carries our lineage on throughout, history. So.
All right. So again, everybody's watching this. They're going to review. They're going to kind of get a taste of what the DNA of each brand is. What message do you have? Like, what is some of the feedback your dealers have been giving you? What message do you want other dealers who might be considering Cerwin-Vega as a brand? What do they need to know?
So what I hear a lot from dealers is it's not just the product, it's the people, right? It is the people. The product works. The development that we put into a lot of this stuff, we do our best to make it work. And we want it to perform to a level that is commensurate with the Cerwin-Vega line, the Cerwin-Vega name. But it's also the guys on the back side of this. It's our regional managers, it's our behind the scenes guys in LA, it's myself doing tech support and training. It's all of us that our commitment to those dealers to make sure that we help empower them to do the best they can with our products.
That's a great answer. So it's a very strong message from Brian Piper here, talking about support and the people that make the brand, and then tie that in with a little bit of over performance on the specs of the amps, and a little bit of lineage and history, and boom, there you have the modern Cerwin-Vega mobile brand. Brian, can't thank you enough, man, to take the time. I'm so happy we finally got you on here.
I appreciate it.
Man, hopefully we'll get a chance to maybe do a connected one day where we specific products or product lines.
I would absolutely love to do that. I do want to mention real quick with these tests that we're doing on the amp dyno, this is all stuff that's going to be published here soon, whether it's done in YouTube videos or anything like that, which we did start a YouTube video for Cerwin-Vega that will be getting promoted here real soon. I just got it up and going, but we are going to be doing some videos and showing some of our tests and our new products.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on. Again, that's in Canada by Importel. Brian, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
All right. We continue banging them out and getting some great brands to the table so you can learn a little bit more about each brand. And our next one, again, is a first one for us at CMA. We're pretty excited to have them. And it's a brand, again, that's kind of has a rich history in car audio and continues to flourish. The brand is Diamond Audio. Diamond Audio, man, Diamond Audio is a great brand, known for high-end speakers and so on and so forth. Can't wait to see what they're all about today. Distributed in Canada by Dick's Performance North. And our guest today is basically their 12-volt category leader, and his name is Dave McLean.
Evening, Ben. How are you?
What's going on, Mr. McLean?
Oh, we're moving and shaking here. And cars are out. Systems are thumping. We're having a good day.
That's everybody's having a good time when that's happening. Thank you so much for joining us, Dave. When I saw Diamond Audio was on the roster, I was like, yeah, finally we get to talk about some Diamond and see what's up with that brand, and having Dick's Performance on. That's a great setup you have there. So thank you for the effort, first and foremost.
Thanks, guys. We're glad to be here.
All right. So now that you are here, you know what the purpose of tonight's session is. It's all about, we're trying to give dealers a taste of all the great brands that are out there that fit under this essential gear category. So in your opinion, why is Diamond Audio part of the essential gear category?
Diamond's a really well-rounded line. We've got everything from your OE drop-in and the DMD line to the Pro Audio and the Hex Pro line. Diamond's multifaceted. They do a little bit of everything, and they do everything to a higher standard than you're used to. Diamond is really proud of their product, and they don't really release anything without making sure it is tried and true. Diamond's really, their whole product line shines. It's all about the wow factor, and really listening to this product, and instead of looking at spec sheets, is really what's necessity. No one ever tells me they don't like their Diamond audio system. They're usually underwhelmed by some specs and then blown away with what they've gotten for the money. They've got everything in the amplifier lines, from your entry-level amps to the high-end amps. They've got Pro Audio speakers. We've got horn-loaded tweeter 6.5s. It's fully rounded. Your OE drop-ins, they're probably the best in the industry. They exceed your expectation at deck power. And that's where a lot of our market is shared right now, is that entry-level market, getting new guys into it, doing those factory drop-ins, and then upgrading along the way. And you can grow with Diamond. You can grow from that entry level, it's my first car, it's my first system, all the way up to this is my big system, this is the one I'm going to spend the money on. And I trust Diamond because I've had it before.
Man, that checks all the boxes for me when it comes to the definition of essential gear. Thank you for that. So before we get started, why don't we establish what this relationship is between Diamond Audio and Dick's Performance in Canada?
Well, we've been with Diamond since 2015. We've had a great opportunity to grow this line. We've seen growth year over year with Diamond. Bob and team have been great to work with, and we're excited every time they make a product announcement. When Diamond says there's something new, we know they mean it. It's usually something that we've never seen before. It's something people get excited about when they hear it. And we're happy to be a part of their legacy from the early 90s and into the 2000s and now into the 2020s. Diamond has never relinquished control product quality.
Very, very, very nice. Okay, so let's get into the product, because I've been staring at it since you've been on the screen. You kind of tickled my interest a little bit here. What are some of the key features or key benefits or key product SKUs that you really want to highlight when it comes to the entire Diamond Audio line?
Like most audio lines, we're experiencing a huge boom in motorcycle audio. And they really offer us a full sweep of what we can offer our customer. We've got fully waterproof IPX certified amplifiers, wash the bike, drown the bike, lose the bike in the river, you're covered. We've got our 8-channel Micro 8.8. That's a 1 amp solution for just about anything you want to do on a motorcycle. Talk about a powerhouse. We're talking 280 watts at 4 ohm bridged over those, 75 by 8 at 4 ohms. That is an awesome amplifier, very small profile. It's in just about everything we've tried to put it in. And it makes for a 1 amp solution with a lot lower gauge wiring than normal. Moving over to the horn loaded stuff, if you ride a bike and you've been on a highway at 60 mile an hour with a full face helmet and ear protection, you can't hear your system. This will bleed through. This will bleed through 10 bikes back, and you're going to have a party on the highway. Cast aluminum basket, 1-inch tweet, 1.5 inch for the woofer, spring-loaded terminals. This has been a great piece. Ray from FX was on a while back, and he just raves about these. He absolutely loves these speakers.
Yeah, Ray actually talked about them in a recent Connected that we did, and he actually he's the one that brought them to my attention. He says he just loves them. His customers, rave about them.
This is a love speaker. This is not a speaker you feel you want, but you fall in love with it. I've had this go on bikes, and the grins under the helmets, you can just tell they're happening because they're driving on the bike and they know that this is something different. Now, just like the horn-loaded speakers, there's the MS Pros. And this is a really old school speaker. Ferrite magnet, it's not small, 400 watt RMS power handling, waterproof paper cone. It has all the right parts to make it sound good, and it outperforms. That speaker is absolutely unbelievable. You'll find this at Tuner Bash on a very specific build that's happening with FX, actually. And they've outfitted a Power Wheels with most of the gear you see on the table. So you'll see some exciting stuff coming from our social media on these product lines. And we're excited to have them. We're excited to be part of all this.
Oh man, that sounds exciting to me. So you shared a little bit of feedback from one dealer in FX Audio, but for other dealers listening in, what do they need to know? What is the key message from Diamond if this is a brand that you're considering?
Exclusivity in a saturated market. There's so many brands and so many things going on that Diamond offers you the ability to grow with a brand that's growing. This is something where you're not going to find it in every other store in your hometown. You're going to have some exclusivity. You're going to have the trust of the Diamond experience. Warranties are low. Exchanges are even easier in Canada because we do everything off the shelf. We support our customer in their decision to go with Diamond. A lot like other products, there's the full line. I mean, if you're an entry-level car audio shop, there's a if you're not looking for a huge commitment, we have options in our dealer programs to get you started in car audio. Dix is a full car audio distributor. We do everything: dash kits, harnesses, bulk wire, and accessories, and full lines. So we're very adept into what's going on in the marketplace. We want to make sure that we're getting our dealers set up properly and that they have a full breadth of product to offer.
On that note, Dave, because this is your first appearance with us, I want to make sure our listeners do understand Dix Performance. Just to take a real quick second, what is the setup for Dix Performance? You guys are a national distributor. And
absolutely. So we are exclusive to Diamond Distribution in Canada. We actually have 3 warehouses across Canada. We have Edmonton, Calgary, and St. Thomas, Ontario. We stock all top sellers at all 3 warehouses. So usually Diamond product is less than a day away. So even if you don't have it on the shelf and you need something right away to serve as a customer, we can usually get it out next day. 2 days is usually max. So there's some great availability of the product across Canada. We make sure to support our dealers in that inventory to make sure they have what they need. And we're always looking for people to. We like to work with our distribution partners. We like to work with our accounts and make sure that we're all on the same page moving through the future. So as much as we do the purchasing of Diamond and bringing it into Canada, we definitely like the input, and we really strive to make sure that that's listened to.
You mentioned the word future, so before I let you go, I'm going to have to see if I can squeeze some info out of you. What can we expect? This is an exciting new brand for me personally, because like I said, I'm learning about this live with you and learn more about the brand. But is there anything, what's coming down the pipe? Where's Diamond headed? Because I see there's obviously a big focus on pro audio, on motorcycle. Can you share
Absolutely.
with us any nuggets?
For sure. We're going to see a beggar lid kit. It's no surprise that this is a partnership with another brand, and that beggar lid kit will move through the Diamond line as well. And it's really important for Diamond to have that because their bike audio is outstanding. We're also seeing them develop a lot of vehicle specific kits: BMW, Mercedes, Audi, Tesla, Model S and Model X. And those are drop-in kits, right and left subwoofers, full kits, partial kits, component kits, subwoofer kits, and they're all to OE spec, and they all plug in, and they make an outstanding difference when you do those kits. We see new lines of amplifiers coming out from them as well. So we never had an amplifier offering in the entry-level market in the DMD line, and this year for the first time we'll have 4 amplifiers, 2 monoblocks, a 2-channel and a 4-channel, and we look forward to offering those to our customer base.
Really sounds like an essential gear brand to me, if you ask me.
It's the one to have on the shelf for sure.
All right. Brian, can't thank you enough for being on with us. Thank you to Dix to being part of this and then sharing with us the info and the brand in Diamond that you carry. And I'm sure the dealers listening in definitely learned something tonight.
Thanks, Ben.
I'll talk to you soon.
See you then.
All right. Diamond Audio. Sweet. I honestly didn't know that they were so deep in the bike, but I started hearing about, guys like Ray over at FX, saying, wow, you should really find out about this Diamond Audio stuff. And here he is. So there you go. Dave McLean from Dix Performance for Diamond Audio. All right. We got 2 more great brands to go. And this next one is one of my favorite people in the entire industry because he's just a blast to be with. And he's got such a vision for his brand, recent announcement back in Canada, distributed through Automobility. We're talking, of course, about Memphis Audio and their president who joins us this evening, Mr. Nick LaMonaco. You did hear that intro, right, Nick?
What?
Yeah. I said it. I said you're one of my favorite people in the industry, and this is true. This is a true fact.
No, thank you very much. Good to be here. Thank you.
It's always a blast to have you. And I definitely meant what I said when I said you have a clear and defined vision for your brand, which you've obviously started executing part of that plan over the last few years, and it's starting to show very, very clearly. So my first question to you, as I've asked every other guest, in your opinion, Mr. LaMonaco, why do you feel Memphis Audio is part of that essential gear category that dealers need so much?
Well, I think it starts with going back to our lineage, which goes back 102 years when we started making seat covers and floor mats for Model Ts. So we've been in the aftermarket car game for a little bit longer than all of us have been alive, and we're now owned by that gentleman's grandson, Arthur Fulmer III. So we've been doing it for a long time, and we've over the years I've heard stories. We've made knives, we've made bumpers, we've made everything, and then in '65 we kind of started making audio, and then it's been going that way since '65. So in being in business that long, we really focus on how to make things for our customers to make money. And so by doing it that long, and we don't make bumpers anymore, but making sure that they have everything they need from us is something we've been doing for quite a long time.
On that note, it's a perfect segue to my next question. The width of your offering, your catalog, has certainly expanded of late. So what was the main driving force behind it? Was it just because, you got dealers calling you saying, hey, I need this, can you make it? Or is this all part of some master plan that you have moving forward?
A little bit of both. We get plenty of our product, and some of the stuff I'll show you in a second. The features were absolutely driven by our customers that love our brand. We were built with our dealer base. Obviously started in the U.S. Our dealers built our brand. We never went into a big box. We didn't even go into regional distribution or online in the U.S. until 2016. So we were always a direct to brick and mortar retail, independent retail, and so our dealers love doing business with us. So that was one of the big drivers of that. And the second driver of our width of product is we're a bunch of guys that got into this industry because we burnt up our dash trying to put speakers in when we were 16. And if we can make more product that's cool, that we enjoy, and we can also sell it and make some money doing it, it makes it even more fun. So a little bit of vision, a little bit of asking our dealers what they need.
Yeah, that's a nice formula for growth and success. Okay, let's dive into it. We got to talk about some product. What are some key products that you want dealers to know about right now in your current lineup?
Well, probably the biggest, coolest thing that I think, not just in our line, but possibly the industry to come out in the last year and a half is our selectable voice coil technology. So it's kind of fade away. But if you see here, this is our MB subwoofer. And if you see, there's 4 terminals there. And on this side, that's the amplifier input terminals. So there's your positive and negative for the amp. But on this side, if you notice, there's a jumper in there, and that makes this woofer 4 ohm. And then I also can change that to my 2 little 2 ohm jumpers. It's fading away in the background, but 2 ohm jumpers there. And so this woofer has 3 voice coils in it. And those 3 voice coils are in a system where I can change it from 4 ohm to 2 ohm. And if you throw it on a meter, it's dead nuts 2, dead nuts 4. So there's nobody else in the industry doing this like that, like we're doing with 3 voice coils all in a system.
All right, I'm just gonna be the guy that asked the question because apparently that's why I sit in this chair. So other than the fact that that's really cool looking and I get more binding posts for my money, what is the actual real-time application of that?
Well, the real-time application is, number one, you have to stock less inventory. You never have to worry if you have a dual 4 or a single 4 woofer, or a dual 2 or single 2, dual 2 or dual 4. Sorry, can't talk. Woofer in stock as we get into the higher power ranges, and also the techs never have to yell at a sales guy for selling the wrong impedance woofers, because they're always going to be able to change it. And also scalability. So if a kid can only afford a single 12, but he's going to has a bigger amp, hey, come back, we'll swap out the box, rewire the first woofer, you get the second woofer, and you're ready to go. Just change the impedance. So less inventory, more versatile, and just easier to do business. And basically every woofer we have from 300 watts and up has that technology built in. And the rest of them that don't have it now will have it by the end of the year. So everything 300 watts and up will have a selectable voice coil, which makes life easier for everybody.
From inventory to being future-proof to, well, did you just say every sub was going to have that feature at one point?
For 300 watts and up.
300 watts up, because quite a few of them within the range already do.
Yeah. Almost all of them do right now. Our Mini Mojos, a couple of our shallower woofers right now don't have that. And our Mojo Pro woofers don't have that, but everything's in the works to get that updated. But as you know, with development and not having engineers able to get over to China, it's slowing some things down. But we feel confident we're going to have that ready to go. And then a couple of other things just to show you that are some of our key stuff, and this comes along with listening to our customers, is this new 9-inch soundbar. And again, the background is fading a little bit. But this soundbar, I'll put it from my face. There we go. This is an IPX7 rated soundbar. So this can go underwater for 1 meter for up to 30 minutes and still be playing totally fine. And the purpose of the soundbar initially was to go on personal watercraft. So it was a category that there's not a lot of options. We'd love to have a Memphis option for this because we love your soundbars that we put on side-by-sides, that we put on golf carts. We'd like something that we could put on watercraft that would also work in those applications. And so we came out with that soundbar. It's got a patented valve in there, so even if the soundbar is getting heated up to 120 degrees sitting on a lake, when it flips over into 60-degree water, it won't blow the speakers out. So that's some of the cool features that when we design something, we ask everybody that has ever used the product, similar products, like, what do you want on this product?
Mm-hmm. So customer feedback and design is the feedback.
Yes. Without asking too many people, obviously, because then you're getting 1,000 different opinions. But we ask the key people that we feel know what they're talking about.
And we should mention, Memphis offers a full range of soundbars, not just the smaller ones for the
multiple soundbars from 20, 35-inch overhead soundbars that include app control, fancy lights, everything you need. So yes, a very, very wide selection of soundbars. Is like the rest of our line. We'd like to touch on every option you might need. Very,
very cool. So share with us some of the feedback, because the line has changed a lot in the last 20 years, right? Mm-hmm. It's evolved quite a bit. So let's focus feedback to the last 3 years. What kind of feedback have you been getting from dealers that have been with you a long time, and maybe some new dealers that you've acquired of late?
Well, the biggest feedback we've been getting is Memphis has been known for having good product with the best service and incredible margin. And with that margin also becomes protection. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to get the margin. So we've always been known for that. We've always had good product. But in the last 3 years, we've really, really focused on one of my main objectives. I became president of Memphis was to push engineering and development. So over the last 3 years, virtually our entire line has been revamped, re-engineered from the ground up. Addition, all of our marketing materials. Admittedly, we weren't the best at marketing in the past. We were okay, but maybe there wasn't such a good rhyme or reason to some of our packaging or color schemes. Now everything, in my opinion, and the feedback that we're getting, everything looks sexy. Marketing material, our catalog, everything goes together and everything says Memphis now. And we've kind of created a look, feel, touch, and as good looking as I am, I want our product to be, equally.
I think it's just reflective of the president.
Yeah, that's what I say. Absolutely.
All right, having too much fun. Last second, I got to extract a little bit of juice from you. So can you give us, since I have the president on, a little bit of insight as to maybe, how about this? How about any new categories Memphis might be getting into soon?
We've got a lot of stuff in the works. We've as we've ramped up our engineering, when you don't have as high of engineering as we had in the past, we didn't have the ability to do certain things like DSP, like some different things in marine speakers that has never been done before in the industry. And the same thing with some radios, some marine and power sports radios, stuff that's never been done before. So we're looking into different things, I guess, innovations and stuff that haven't been innovated in quite some time. And then also diving into stuff, and I'll just say we're diving into DSP, which you've never been in before.
That's the first time you've said those three letters in any conversation.
It's taken us a while because we started from scratch a couple of years ago. But when we're designing that from the ground up as well, it does take some time. But we've got quite a few, especially in the marine world, some things that haven't been done before, and taking some products that we sell extremely well, that the industry sells extremely well, and going, hey, this is how we're going to make it even cooler.
Very, very, very best, sir. Nick, thank you so much for taking the time. Memphis Audio, now available in Canada through your distributor, Auto Mobility. I know I keep saying it, but it's still fresh news. I mean, it's not like it's been a year or anything.
No.
It's been a couple months. And I know they recently got some inventory, so make sure you give them a call.
Yeah, we actually have, I think, 14 pallets ready to head up there north as well. So we're ready to go.
There you go. Nick, thank you so much. We'll talk to you very soon.
All right. Thanks, man.
Take care.
Bye.
All right. That was Nick Lamonaco from Memphis Audio with some big things. And I got to give him kudos. Great job on the design. Go take a look at the website. Take a look at the products. You'll see what I mean. Very, very fresh. All right, we have our last guest joining us, and certainly no stranger to the CMA format. I've had the pleasure to spend many an hour learning from this gentleman who, man, I have to say, he knows what he's talking about, and I'm sure there's more that he's going to teach me tonight. There's no question about it. His name is Larry Penn. He's the president of MSC America. He's joining us from his U.S. office this evening down in Phoenix. And I have no idea what he's gonna. You never know with Larry. He says he'll tell me something yesterday and change plans today. So I'm just gonna say, hey, he's coming on. I know for sure he's talking Fisher. Let's get Larry on and see where this goes. Mr. Penn?
Mr. Ben, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing well. How've your trainings been?
Absolutely fantastic. It is so good to be out of the cage and on the road and visiting with our dealers here, and being able to show this beautiful facility that Jason and Matt have put so much love and soul into to get it ready for the weekend. So we'll get through this, educating about 30 to 40 people on our brand, our culture, being 212, and understanding DSP and our tuning for profit process that allows DSP to be set up in the car and making a car that's deliverable, sounding great in 45 minutes or less. That's our goal.
Well, that's a pretty good goal to have. I know you have a plan behind it. So, you said some key words there that I know we're going to dive into, during our little discussion here. The brand is Match. It's a subsidiary brand of Audio Tech Fisher, which we know MSC is the exclusive distributor for North America.
Correct.
You got Brax on the high end, you've got Helix kind of intermediate, and then kind of at the entry point is Match. And we thought that really fits the theme tonight because it's an essential gear. So why do you think Match fits in the essential gear category for dealers?
Yeah, in terms of the description of being entry level, as far as price point for us, it certainly is. It's our most affordable product, but more specific to that, Match is targeted to why we think it's an essential gear, is it's targeted to be an integration product to allow you to get fitment into cars that maybe you weren't able to fit before to get involved with. We're making that process simplified and also giving you universal products that allow you to tie into any universal car out there that we may not build specific kits for.
And when we talk about such a gear, Match is not a brand that we've had a lot of time spent on. Well, we have on the DSP side of things, but we're talking amplifiers, full range speakers, subwoofers, DSP.
Yeah, we got it all. And in terms of our amplifier range, it's a little different than some other brands at this price point may have. For instance, we've got a 5-channel amplifier, a 6-channel amplifier, a 7-channel amplifier, an 8-channel amplifier, a 10-channel amplifier, and then we have a stereo amplifier that with the flick of a switch, we can change its topology into a full mono amplifier, not just a bridged amplifier, but a full mono amplifier. So we can really address any system integration project that you may have going on.
Okay. What's new at Match? I mean, we're talking product. We're getting a little bit of its DNA, obviously being part of the Audio Tech Fisher family. I'm going to expect some DSP at play here.
Absolutely. We'll introduce you to Jay over here and get him to grab us the UP10 DSP.
Oh, you just want to show off your new soundboard. I know what you're doing.
Well, actually,
I've got a man of white on hand. Look at this.
That's right. And I've got Chris on the camera, so we got a full crew down here. I can't tell you, and we've been having little secret meetings in behind the scenes, Ben, but here's our new UP10 DSP-based amplifier. And this will be introduced next week. It'll hit the shores of Canada into our warehouse. So those of you familiar with our UP7 product and our UP7 BMW product, this amplifier now is a 10-channel version of that. So we got 65 watts by 8, and then 260-watt channels to either power a set of high power handling mid-range in a door, or into one of our dual 2-ohm voice coil subwoofers to power that and have 320 watts into the subwoofer. And we're super stoked for this. It's part of our ACO-based platform, so it's going to work with our new conductor controller and allow full system integration and growth potential into anybody's car.
That's a pretty exciting piece. I'm not going to lie. You're getting 10 channels. You're getting, and I know we've said this before, but we're talking the same DSP technology as in the higher range.
Yeah. As we've talked about with all our products through the Brax, the Helix, and the Match line, all of the product is one software, one workflow. So once you get used to our products, and we offer the training to help you get used to that product, and I have to just show you this quickly. We debuted this at the training. This is our new Tuning for Profit booklet. And in here is a step-by-step guide to take and set up a DS that we provide to you step-by-step. And in the back, we have our playlist. So we put that up on Tidal. These are songs that we use in the retail store every day to tune the car with. And we've put together, I shouldn't say we, Chris has put this together with a track-by-track listing. What to listen for, what the song should sound like, where the vocals should be coming from, where the guitar should be coming from. And we've had a lot of sales guys that aren't DSP tuners, and we've had them in Jay's beautiful BMW back here with the microphone in hand setting up the cars. And it's been a very eye-opening experience for these guys. How easy it is to use our system and make it all work together. So we want people not to
I want to know if
this.
there's a premium package available where I could put Chris in a box and ship him over.
We're gonna take our whole team. Everybody's working, so I'll pop a moment over here for sure.
Do we have another product that you want to talk to us about of late?
Yeah, we've got our M5.4 DSP. So this we're going to show you the guts of. So I have a little powerhouse in my hand here. So this is our 9-channel DSP amplifier. It has 5 powered channels, so 65 watts by 4 with 160 watt mono. And then it has 4 preamp outputs out of our DSP, so you can set that up. And we also have the accompanying, I don't have it with me, but same size amplifier. That's our 400 watt monoblock. So now you've got 2 tiny little chassis that allow you, again, you've got now 7 channels in this tiny little space with lots of power.
That's amazing.
And then one last thing I wanted to show you, Ben, is our new harness system, because this is becoming a big deal with the new BMW Ram system. We now have a harness that T-harnesses into that new BMW Ram system, and because of the chip shortage that everybody's talking about, this has affected the car manufacturers as well. So you actually can't order some of the HK upgrades in some of the BMWs. So there's a very, very strong opportunity and a limited time frame opportunity. I sound like one of those infomercials, but to our dealer network out there, get on this quickly, because on the forums right now, there's a lot of buzz going on about this amplifier with this harness, because this plugs into the BMW side of the RAM module on the new BMW cars. This plugs into the amplifier, you load the tune, and away you go.
And we should take a minute here to talk about another category of products that is under the Match line, and that is the harnesses.
Yes. If you visit our website at audiotech-fisher.com and you go to the tool section and to upgrade finder, we do a lot of our harnessing there, and we make stuff for a lot of different cars that allows you to integrate our amplifiers in without getting in and chopping up the factory harness. Anything from Ford trucks to Mazda to Toyota to Nissan to Mercedes to BMW to Lamborghini. So many harnesses are available with that, and we stock those, not all, but a good portion of those in the Calgary office.
My last question, and this is an important one I want you to spend a little bit of time on. For many dealers, they might be experiencing or hearing about Match for the first time tonight. Okay, let's take that. Let's assume that.
Yes.
For those that are watching this, for there's been a great selection of brands, but I want you to share with us some feedback with some new dealers to the Match brand that you've acquired in the last, call it, 2 years. And what kind of feedback are you getting from them?
Well, getting the message of small multi-channel amplifiers doing the trick, an all-in-one chassis amplifier, because those of us, including myself, that have been in the car audio world for a while, really do believe you need big chassis amplifiers with 1/0 cable and all this stuff to get any kind of output. And that's the biggest thing that I can attest to our dealer satisfaction, because today's vehicle owners, such as yourself, and I know we've talked about your car and not make it simple, but you want high fidelity audio and you want it to be a little fun to listen to. So that is what Match delivers, and it takes a while for our dealers to believe in that statement. But if we just walk over here to the BMW, I just want to give you an example of that.
Perfect.
So in this car, we have factory speaker placement, so you don't really see anything on the inside of the car. But on the rear of the car, we wanted to show you this, because this is a typical in and out the same day kind of installation. We've got the Match subwoofer enclosure in the back here, and that's our new quad coil down-firing 10-inch subwoofer, and it has 4 coils at 1.5 ohms each. And then when I fold this down in here, you'll see our up7 BMW driving every speaker in the car, along with the M2 FX, which is our little Matchbox amplifier that's putting about 360 watts into the subwoofer. And the entertainment value that this car gave our training attendees this year, or this weekend while we were here, was pretty outstanding. And then if we take you over to our rack over here, where we're debuting our Systems by MSC product, here's the universal version of that up7 DSP that is going to drive all the speakers you see here, plus the subwoofer enclosure. And this all plug and plays with our PP harnesses that are available, and puts it in the car, so you just plug it in and away you go. So it makes it very, very simple to install in the car and get it going. So that is the biggest thing that our dealers are amazed at. When you look at this tiny little amplifier driving the entire Ford F-150 system, including 2 10 subwoofers, you go, yeah, Larry, come on now. That can't be true. But then they hear it, and then they believe it, and then it's just something that they're so satisfied with, and we get that time. So give it a try. Let us get in and give you an example of what we're capable of doing with that small chassis amplifier.
Really nice example. Thank you for taking the time to show us on that install, and that is a wife-friendly size sub. Thank you for that.
No problem.
So, if you're interested in Match or any Audio Tech Fisher product, really get a hold of the team at MSC America, msc-america.com. They are the distributor for North America. Larry, continued success on your training. Thank you for taking the time. Say hi to the boys.
Thank you. Take care.
There you have it. We did our job. We brought you 5 brands that we thought really suit the bill when it comes to essential gear. Very different brands, specialize in different things, but all check off multiple categories that could really help fill out your offering at your shop. I hope you take the time to review all this information that we've laid out for you, and take the time to check out their websites and explore, take it to that next level, and really find out if any of these brands are the right fit for you. All right, so that's it for this show. We want to remind you to tune in to our Connecteds every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. They're always at noon. It's a lunchtime learning session where I go one-on-one with a distributor and a brand, and we can dive deep and learn everything there is to know about that said brand. I can't believe it, but in only 2 more weeks, it's another CMA Live coming down the pipe, and the next one is a super exciting one. I know a lot of you guys are waiting for this one. It's our first of 2 parts audiophile brand episode. So we're going to have some pretty big high-end brands joining us. We're looking at Morel, we're looking at JL Audio, Arc Audio, Focal, and Moscone. Some pretty heavy hitters. Can't wait to see what they have to say and what they have to talk about. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been a blast. We got our Learn On. I'm Ben Wu. This is CMA Live, presented by SiriusXM. Until next time, we connect.
There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM. With even more exclusive content, like over 140 channels in your vehicle, including the widest, deepest variety of music, ad-free. Root for your team. Get news. Listen to whatever makes you laugh. And hear all about your favorite stars. Your all-access trial includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels filled with music and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video. Thousands of hours of shows and performances on demand. What you love is on now.